Hey everyone, it's Suey here. I'm doing another tag for Tag Tuesday today. This one is an original tag created by Melinda at Web of Stories, and she tagged me and a bunch of others trying to get it to go around the booktube circles. So if you want to do this one, please feel free to do it, okay? It's gonna be a fun one. This one is called It Isn't That Bad book tag. This one is sort of a spin-off of the I'm So Annoyed tag that Melinda created a few months ago. Now I can't remember if it was Melinda or if it was Kelly, but between the two of them. These are some things that a lot of people talked about being annoyed about, and now this is the tag that's saying maybe some of those things aren't so bad after all, right? The first one is, do you dog ear your books? I must say that I never actually do this. I can't think that I have ever done it. Maybe when I was a kid for some reason or other. So yeah, this one does make me cringe really bad. So it might be that bad, actually. It might be that bad. But I don't do it to my own books. Of course, Melinda talked about never doing it to library books for sure, but you can do whatever you want with your own books. But I don't do it to my own books. I have so many bookmarks that there's not really a need to fold pages. So yeah, no, I don't. I don't do this one. Okay, do you annotate your books? I have annotated back in school days, of course. So I have several copies of school books like Hamlet and that one, William Faulkner one, As You Lay Dying. Is that the one? That'd be, anyway, I can't remember. There's several, Crime and Punishment, that I've written all over in because we really dissected some of these books for school, which I absolutely loved. And I love going back and looking at what I've done. And I love getting a hold of books that somebody else has annotated, like from a used bookstore, and you can see what stood out to that person. I have these yearnings to annotate books, but I never do it because it feels wrong and bad, and I don't. I do sometimes stick little stickies in to mark something, but I don't even do that very much. But I think it would be so fun to do. So I think it's a cool thing, and I think people that do it and figure out how to do it and don't worry about it, especially in the case of their own books and they want to say what's jumping out at them for future readers to see what that is. I think that is like the coolest thing ever, you know? So yeah, definitely annotation is not bad in my book. I just can't do it very well. Do you roll your covers or break your spines when you read? So Melinda demonstrated this one, but rolling your covers is when you bend it back like this. No, I can't do that one. But I do open my books hard enough sometimes where it does get the crease back here. I try not to, but I do sometimes, yeah, I do sometimes have to get it open enough so that I can see it, and then it sometimes happens. The other thing that's not part of this thing is, what about laying your book flat like this when you're, instead of dog earing and you can't find your bookmark, you lay it flat like this until you come back to it? I don't really like doing that either, but I do that sometimes. But I only do it for a little bit until I can find my bookmark, or find a bookmark, or find something. So yeah, but rolling, ooh, that one cringes me. Oh, maybe I've done it if the book's really soft. Sometimes you get those books that are just like butter in your hands, you know, and it feels like if you rolled your book back, it's not going to stay there permanently, that it will go back to its shape. Okay, do you listen to something while you read? I like to listen to music while I read. Instrumental music is the best, of course, but I can listen to other music. Maybe not upbeat, dancey music or music I feel like I need to sing to, but music that's sort of a calming kind of music. The other day when we did our readathon, it was last month, I always say that, sorry. A while back when we did our readathon, I could not sit there and read all day long without music. That would have driven me crazy. So we had like lo-fi playing in the background. So I kind of have to have noise. I'm a fan of noise. If somebody else in the house is like watching TV, then that is a comforting sound to me. That means that I know that they're doing their thing and I can curl up and read my book and do my thing. And so the TV in the background is awesome. I couldn't watch TV myself and read a book at the same time. That would be kind of crazy. So yeah, as long as I don't really have to pay attention or concentrate on whatever the noise is, then I'm happy with any kind of noise or music or background TV or whatever. Do you read in the bathroom? No. Sometimes I take a book with me thinking maybe I might be long enough that I could read, but then I'm like, this is stupid, and I'm like, I need to be comfortable while I read. That's my biggest thing there. I get why people might want to read in the bathroom, and because that's why I sometimes think, oh, I'll take my book with me. I can't stop reading now. I'll take it with me. And then I'm like, okay, never mind, every single time. Because it's just not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of goes with, do you read in the water? Like the bathtub or a pool or a hot tub or something like that. Again, I get the idea of how this might be kind of fun, but it's not comfortable. I need to be comfortable when I'm reading. So, no, I do not read a book in water. That kind of, makes me anxious also. Because you're going to get that book wet. You're going to get the book wet. And you just don't want to have wet books. You know what I'm saying? If I'm at the beach, I want to read on the beach in a comfortable chair, if that's possible. Most of the time, you're not going to have a comfortable chair on the beach either. So reading at the beach is still hard. I think, we always talk about beach reads, and I think that there's this romantic idea of sitting on the beach and reading, but it never works. And you do ruin the book even when you're just at the beach. It's going to get sandy. Your book is going to get sandy, and it's probably also going to get wet even if it's just on the beach, because you're going to have wet hands at some point. Anyway, whenever you take a book to the beach, be ready to have it be crinkled up a little bit. Also gets smushed in your bag. See, these are the things that happen. They just happen. So if I could haul a really comfortable chair to the beach and sit there in the shade and not have to worry about anybody drowning, then that would be really nice. But that doesn't ever seem to happen. I don't ever take a bath either. So showers all the way, because baths aren't comfortable. DNF. This one's hard for me because what is your definition of DNF? Sometimes there's a lot of books I don't finish, but I always think I'm going to come back to them. Like I don't finish it right now. I'm going to put this book away for a minute and then I will come back to it when I'm in the mood. Or I'm going to come back to it when I have more time. So in my head, I'm not finishing. I'm just not finishing it right now. Or like, Oathbringer, is that a not finish? Because I haven't read it for like a year, but I'm still going to finish it, but I don't count it as a not finish yet. Or like The Count of Monte Cristo, which I started a reread for, but I'm probably not going to finish it this go around. Is that a DNF? But I've read it 3 times already. So most of the time when I do not finish a book is if it's a reread and I've just decided, that was going to be fun, but now I don't really want to finish it. I don't really want to finish this reread because I got too many other things happening. So do you count that? I don't have anything against not finishing books. So not finishing a book isn't that bad. It's fine to not finish a book. Do you ever read ahead or skip to the end of a book? No, I do not skip to the end. That is no. Why? Why would you skip to the end? Because then it ruins the whole reading experience. I don't understand this thing. Sometimes the only thing that I ever really do is if I'm getting really worried about a character in the middle of this chapter, and the chapter's about ready to end, like I'm on the page where the chapter is ending, my eyes will skim over to that end, and I might read the last sentence of the end of the chapter before I actually finish those 2 pages, just because I'm so anxious. And sometimes if I'm also anxious about a character, I might thumb through a book like this. I just might thumb through a book like this to see if I can see their name pop up anywhere. And if I see their name pop up, I think, okay, they're going to be okay. Those are the only things I really do. But not very often either one of those either. Are you a book polygamous? Polygamous? Are you a book polygamous? I do not know how to say that word. Okay. Do you read more than one book at a time? Yes. I usually have a book that I'm mostly focusing on that takes up most of the time, but I always have other books going. Often, like Melinda was saying in hers, often it's different formats. Audio books, not so much, because they aren't always going. They are for special occasions, I should say, I guess. But usually I have an e-reader one going, along with a print. Sometimes I have different books for different rooms in the house. But sometimes I'm just like trying to do 2 books at once, 2 or 3 books at once. I don't usually have more than that. 3 at the most. Or, sometimes I might have a nonfiction book like this one. This is a new book I got, PS. Story Genius, because I'm going to learn how to write better. Anyway, sometimes you can be doing a book like this along with a fiction book, or you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, or like you've got your book club book that you've got to read, but you also started this other book that's kind of, you're gonna try and fit in with the book club book. Yeah. Okay, that's what I do. So it's not really too terrible. Do you own more books than bookshelf space? This one makes me laugh. Most of you know this answer to this question. You've been downstairs in my crazy library. I have all the bookshelf space filled up down there, and I've double stacked everywhere, and I've piled on the table now. And in these bookshelves, there's a little bit of space down below because I've put some bins down there that I could actually take the bins away and fill up with books. But so far I haven't done that. But most of the time I have, things just stacked everywhere. And there's no place to put them really. So yeah, yes, for sure. And then the bonus question is, do you ever take a book without leaving a book at a little free library? The answer is yes. Yes, I do. I actually haven't been to that many little free libraries to know what my true method of operation is, but the other day when we were doing some library hunting, go see those videos if you haven't watched them yet. We did take a couple of books and we did exchange, but then we went to another one and we were out of books, and I wanted the little book for my grandbaby, and so I just took it. And we've been out on vacation before, and we've just taken a book because we don't have one to donate back. But I feel like the whole idea of Little Free Library is to just give away books to people who want to read them. And I don't think it's a huge thing if you don't leave a book. Unless you're a terrible person and you take all the books and you're going to resell them or something. I've been following a group on Facebook, and a lot of people are talking about how people clear out their Little Free Libraries of all the books. You know that is not a good thing to do. But if you find a book in there and you don't have one to exchange, then it's totally normal to take it. That's the whole idea behind a Little Free Library. It's cool if you can donate to some eventually when you're clearing out your books, or if you take a book from a Little Free Library and then you remember to put it back in one somewhere. That would be cool. But I don't think there's any rule about that specifically for Little Free Libraries. So I have done it a little bit, but I do feel a little bit bad when I do, but I think it's totally okay. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. This was a fun one, Melinda. Thanks for tagging me. Thanks for thinking of the fun questions. One of these days I'm going to think of my own original tag, but everybody's done so many wonderful things. I don't even know if I could come up with anything, but it would be fun if I could figure something out, I guess. I forgot to make a list of people to tag. I feel like I tagged the same people over and over again. And Melinda did a bunch of people. So I'm just going to say for this one, please do it if it sounds fun to you, and then let me know if you do it so I can be sure to see it. And remember, most of the things that drive us bananas that we get annoyed about, it's really not that bad. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.